In addition to calling for a ninth-round knockout of Frank Martin, Devon Davis has also vowed to inflict as much damage as possible on the fighter. As you can imagine, the fighter's entire objective was to defeat Martin. I'm prepared to assume the position. I'm not here to hang around. I'm here to end this. Do you think Tank is trying to release all the resentment he's accumulated over the past 14 months on Martin, knowing full well that it's unlikely the Ghost will survive this? The main event of the upcoming fights on June 15th took place on Tuesday. Although not as brutal as expected, the verbal sparring was direct and precise, promising a brutal outcome come fight night. The card is co-headlined by two of boxing's most exciting matches, including the undefeated three-division champion Gervonta. Davis defends his World Boxing Association Lightweight World Championship against unbeaten top contender Frank, the Ghost Martin, to defeat Tank this weekend. "'Cause I'm different, you know. I got some things that you know. I got speed, I got power. I got, you know, IQ. I feel like I got it all, you know what I mean, like I'm y'all going to see." While David L. Monstro Benavides is set to make his 175 pounds debut against former light heavyweight world champion Alexander the Nail Dick in a matchup for the interim World Boxing Council light heavyweight title, his best shape, so I don't care if he's moving up or moving down, I'm in my best shape. And I expected him to be in his best shape. Do you feel like now at your current? Interestingly, it was the absent fighter among the four that gave the most dangerous warning and had the most viral message on the day, while the Baltimore puncher is scheduled to put his World Boxing Association lightweight world title on the line this coming Saturday against undefeated Martin, his first outing since a statement win over Ryan Garcia. In 2023, Devon Davis decided at the last minute to skip the grand arrivals for his fight against Frank Martin in Las Vegas, prompting concern that it would go ahead. Do you think that him just kind of playing the fun games? And how long you all been knowing Tank's man? The PBC Fight Week didn't start off well when Tank took to social media to announce that he was unhappy with the promotion and wouldn't be showing face. You say that's because at the end of the day, that's what makes Tank think it affects Frank. Psychologically expecting to have on Frank is going to be Frank. Well, I've covered a while, so that's why I'm asking, is it just that I used to do the same thing? Well, do I stop doing it? And let him just do what he do? You all need to realize that Frank will always be Frank. All I can hope for, Frank. There was a buzz around the MGM Grand Lobby when it was revealed that Tank Davis would not actually be arriving at his own grand arrival on Tuesday. Psychologically expecting to have a boss off Frank is going to be Frank. The promotion for this fight was ridiculous, so now watch. I don't show up to the arrival stuff today. You all need to realize that Frank will always be Frank. It is my hope that Frank will be the one to show the world that Tank is incredible. Fans in attendance were disappointed, and some wondered what to expect from the remaining events this week leading up to fight night. Disappointed fans shook their heads as Davis trainer Calvin Ford broke the news and spoke to Fight Hype. Ford asked people not to read too much into the no-show. "I want to apologize to the fans," killing the anticipation that had grown since the scheduled arrivals began about 90 minutes earlier. Ford announced that he would make it up to you all on fight night. You all want to see this performance that he will put on for the fans, so trust me when I say that. How long have you known Tank Man? I used to do the same thing you all do, but I stopped doing it. Let him just do what he does because, in the end, that's what makes Tank Man. I'm not sure how his body is doing. You know, sometimes you have to go to work. Do you all feel like it all the time? And we are getting ready to roll out to the world. You mentioned that Tank is a little tired. I know you tweeted that you're not showing up for the promotion. Do you think that's just him playing games for fun? And how long have you all known Tank Man? Oh, I've covered for a while, So that's why I'm asking. Is it just that I don't finally? Calvin Ford cautioned Frank Martin on behalf of his absent fighter, Dan Davis, saying, "We're back in business. We've been waiting for this for a while." About Davis's first fight back after 14 months, Ford said, "We want to put on a great performance." At the end of the day, watching him in camp, it scares me because of the things he's doing and his maturity. When he gets in that ring, he'll hurt. Ford was upbeat. Martin Frank, although John Davis was spotted out on a run in Vegas during the grand arrivals, he will still headline the card this Saturday against Martin, with the intriguing co-main event featuring David Benovitz moving up to light heavyweight for a World Boxing Council interim title shot against Ukraine's Alexander Gazik. I've seen him listen to a conversation, pay attention to what's going on, and he's really focused. Davis feels confident in his abilities after 29 victories, 27 of which were by knockout, and no defeats in his most recent bout. Tank is confident against his former sparring partner. With a stomach punch that proved to be decisive in the 7th round, Ryan Garcia now gives Martin a chance to remain upright. According to Tank, he will stop his opponent in the 9th round. Frank Martin is a formidable foe who will become champion at some point, but not on June 15th. He is tough, quick, strong, in his prime, hungry, and determined to win. Frank Martin has now taken his preparation to a new level. Gervonta Davis is well known for being extremely brutal when discussing his opponents, and that's exactly what he's been doing to Frank Martin. What's he scared to get in the ring, bro? Exactly what made me scared to get in the ring. And he's from the suburb. Many of Devin Davis's rivals and opponents have at some point heeded his stern warnings following Devin Haney. The current Global Boxing Council super lightweight champion, Bill Haney's son, defeated former champion Regis PR handily in what is likely the most stunning win of his career. Grace, there was never a moment when the 25-year-old wasn't in charge. Now don't bring up Tank's name because he doesn't want it discussed. Just the rough touch on all those guys. Are you guys encouraging him to flaunt his accomplishments and stick out his chest? As his now 2 division champions secured the victory, Bill naturally watched with pride from his son's corner. He didn't waste any time in labeling Davis a paper champion or making fun of his weight. Bill is doing his best to push the buttons of the Baltimore native. Initially, Davis shrugged his shoulders before giving the Haney a ho-hum response. But after listening to Bill's words repeatedly, Davis officially warned War Devon that the beating he's on the verge of experiencing will not only hurt him, but also his father. "I promise you," wrote Davis on his social media account, "your father is going to cry for what I'ma do to you." After spending his 2023 permanently closing the mouths of a pair of Garcas, Davis was hoping to do the same to the Haney. Your best bet is to enjoy it while you can. And before his fight against Ryan Garcia, he had almost missed out on the grand arrival also, but when he did show up, it was fierce as usual. While Garcia got some more quotable shots off, in all honesty, during his portion of Tuesday's grand arrivals, Tank was pretty low-key, taking forever in a day to actually get there. And then keeping it short when asked what would happen on Saturday. "You got to tune in, it's something that you don't want to miss," he said, "which will definitely sell more pay-per-views, all the top guys fighting in a Vegas. And this the top level, so I'm ready. Is this